in the Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I've got a legendary expert with me here who I'm going to bring out here in just a second. And for those of you who don't know, we're here every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the show. And we bring out various different guests and experts and people to help you to navigate this often wild terrain of entrepreneurship and online marketing. And today we have somebody who's going to do just that. This gentleman is actually somebody who works as a business plan advisor inside of our company, and he was brought in. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring him in now, and I'll do the intro while you can see his wonderful face. Christopher, good morning.
Good morning.
So Christopher was brought in because because we want the best people and the right people working with our clients, and I think in a world full of in not a world full, we already know that the world is full of people who don't know what they're talking about. That's obvious, but in a industry full of people who blow smoke, who lack integrity, who want to help you fix your business, but really are just throwing spaghetti at the wall. We want to make sure that we have people who have experience, integrity, knowledge, know-how, who can meet you where you're at. And Christopher met that criteria from past experience and levels of knowledge and expertise, and also the fact that, some of these things you can, I call them the mechanics and the dynamics. The dynamics are those pieces that oftentimes they're difficult to teach, and Christopher has those pieces as well. So anyways, that's enough that's enough of an intro. I could go on and on about you because I really am so thrilled to have you as a part of our team. And many people are probably going to be fanboying and fangirling in our page and our groups. As a matter of fact, there were a couple of people who found out, they heard that you were going to be on the show yesterday because I dropped a little heads up, and they said, "Oh my gosh, Chris." So anyways, you're here. You're with us now live, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Dave. Thanks for asking, buddy. How about you? You sound awesome.
I am. I'm excited. I think one of the things that makes me most excited and proud is when this is exciting for me to bring out and showcase and interview and talk to somebody who I get to work with on a daily basis. And so I'm excited to be able to show the rest of our community the people that are on our team, that are working with our clients, that are working with our customers every day. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm also feeling really excited just as some of your clients and your students who you've worked with here in the community might be as well. So tell me, man, what was the main reason why you got involved and have stuck here working with clients and serving clients as a business plan advisor with Legendary?
That's an interesting question because a lot of actual members ask me the same question. The reason is I love to help people, genuinely love to help people. I have a real sense of purpose and passion about this role. And I have a tremendous belief in your vision, Dave, and you're an awesome guy. And it's all part of the ethos of Legendary. So I'm with Legendary because I love Legendary. I love what we're doing here. And I love you, man. You're a cool dude. So, and I love our members. I love our people. Every one of them. Every one of them. Everybody I meet, I do a world tour every day. Everybody I meet, I'm interested. I want to know more. And 90% of them are really cool, and we can do something to really help them. That's to me, that's a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, it is cool that when when we know that we can make a difference, if they take what we give them and they put it into action, which I wish that we could come to their house and,
Mm.
hold a foot to their neck. We unfortunately can't do that, but it feels good to know that we have something that if they put into action can really make a difference. So what is your with somebody who's coming in and imagine that somebody's watching this who's brand new, who is sort of, just kind of in Christopher, let's be honest, there's a lot of people who have been burned. That's just
Mm-hmm.
a fact. That's one of the things that we're dealing with on a daily basis is people who have seen or tried other things and maybe they've been burned or maybe they just haven't followed through. Either way, they're feeling burned.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to somebody who's brand new, who's wondering if these folks are the real deal, if they can really get something out of this? What would you say? What advice would you give to them in terms of their first day or first week here in Legendary?
That's a great question. I would say, look, to everybody I talk to on the first call, I point out that the whole deal here is about you and your future life and your vision for your life. And we're here to help you deliver and achieve that vision and that purpose. The fact that, yes, the digital world is our business model, of course, it's the best business model there is to deliver a fantastic life. But having said that, if you're coming in here, the difference between us and anybody else, I've been in this industry for 10 years, and the difference between us and anybody else out there is the fact we really care. We genuinely care. We want you to succeed. Now, there's a caveat to that. You guys have to stand up and sort of open your minds to the opportunity you have in front of you, and allow yourself and let your belief system flow, let your imagination flow, and take a leap of faith. Listen to what we're saying. We're here to help. We genuinely are. So, if you work with us, stick to us like glue. We're definitely here for you 100%, and we need you to put in the same kind of effort. That's all it is, really. For the majority of people I come across as members, the biggest challenge I have is shifting them from a paycheck mentality to an entrepreneurial mentality. This is a free world now. We're living in a different place now. The digital tsunami's come through, and it's not slowing down. So
Right.
you're on the right side of the curve. So jump in and use it because this is the best spot in the digital world, bar none. Number one. I've got no doubt in saying that, and I would test anybody to test that that statement because it's true. So that's why I believe we can deliver so much more than anybody else out there, and we deliver it with heart and spirits, and that all comes from you, my man. So that's very cool.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Well, I couldn't I couldn't run at the speeds and with the intensity that I do without people like yourself who are willing to run with me. So it's a beautiful, and our clients, our clients get in, and one of the things that I do notice, and this is a beautiful thing, and this is where we have to give credit to our clients who come through, is they do. Sure, there's the folks who realize, oh shoot, this isn't a magical money machine. This isn't a push button. I'm not going to be able to push a button and money start flying out of my laptop. I'm going to go somewhere else and I'm going to keep looking for that. Which again, the people who have been looking for that for 10 years ago, they're still looking for that. But the majority of people, they really come in, and I got to give them credit. This goes to our students and clients. They really also buckle down and they say, okay, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to follow through with this. And we end up having amazing success stories that come out the other side. So you mentioned the employee to entrepreneur mindset.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that, because I think that's really helpful, because
Yeah.
everybody doesn't get to talk to you. So could you share a little bit about what you tell people around that concept?
I try to waken you guys up. You guys out there, I love you, and I want to waken you up to the fact that you have so much more potential inside you than you can begin to imagine. Now, what holds people down is the conditioning we've had all the way through society, childhood, whatever. Get a job, do this, blah, 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 blah. And all that's doing is imprisoning you. You know, a lot of people I talk to, particularly in the US and the UK, are living one level above enslavement. I mean, they hate the job. They do what they have to do because to exist, it's not a life. So that's not security, and it's not a life. So take a leap of faith. Take the entrepreneurial leap. Now, yes, here's the caveat to that. You have to take a stand of leadership here. You have to say, I'm going to be a sovereign individual. Take my own, see the world my own way, my own belief system. I'm not going to follow the herd. There's a beautiful line in a book called Think and Grow Rich that says, decide now whether to be a leader or a follower. Fantastic line. And all that means is, really, decide now whether you're going to be a nodding person and follow the sheeple, or stand up and be you. Now, the opportunity to be you is exactly what we want for you. We want you to be all you can be. Yes, the digital world's amazing. Yes, the training and expertise here is phenomenal. But you are the secret sauce. Your commitment, your energy, and your courage and your faith will take you where you want to go.
And I'm thinking back to my early days, and I didn't have somebody like yourself to speak that vision and speak that empowerment into me. I had to really search far and wide on the internet through indirect mentors that I would listen to their videos and so forth. And I think it's a powerful gift and setup that we have to connect new clients, to be able to have a conversation with somebody like yourself. But I'm also, just as you're talking, sort of envisioning myself back at those early days, and it's just a powerful
Yeah.
conversation to if I was to be able to sit here and listen to you talk, to have a conversation and hear you say that to me, because the majority of us, and I don't know about you, Christopher, I love my parents. I think they did the best that they could, but they were not given this information either. So they just passed along, and many of our teachers and just people in society, they passed along misinformation or information that was not the full story, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just not the full story. It was part of the story. Sure, you can have a job. Sure, you can punch a clock. Sure, you can, et cetera, et cetera. But you can also take this path. And that was what I didn't get the first part of my life. I didn't get but you can also do this. So, what made you, what is your why? What made you eventually make that transition? Because you said you've been doing this for 10 years. What is I think it's interesting to know a little bit about the expert, right? It's not always just to have the expert talk to a client, but what made you decide to wake up? Was there a defining moment in your life that happened growing up watching somebody seem enslaved with a job that made you say, "Hey, I don't want to go that route"? What was it that motivated you to pursue this entrepreneur path that you're on?
Honestly, I'm unemployable. I've held down, honestly, this is true. I've held down some very high-end corporate roles. I have, but I've never been a fit in the corporate world. I've always been a renegade. They couldn't ignore me because I was successful, so they had to
Sure.
keep me. They had to keep me going. But nonetheless, I did not see things the way they saw things because they were talking. Basically, I can't swear online, can I? But you know what I want to say, right? I mean, honestly, the whole thing is dead. The old model is dead. The
Yeah.
concept of the corporate world, the job, blah, it's over. It's finished. And that's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. We're in transition to a whole new phase of mankind. This is so exciting. And the digital space is where it's at. And you guys out there just by talking to us, you're part of that immense forward movement at the cutting edge of mankind. Think about that. The cutting edge of where mankind's going. I mean, yes, we know we've got to earn the rotten stuff called money. It's a commodity. This is how I see money, Dave. It's just like fuel in the tank of your car, right? You just need the stuff. We don't think about it all day. We
Yeah.
don't worry about it. We just put it in the car. It's the same with your life. You've got a vision for your life. You've got to fuel it. So you need money in the bank. So what? So we find a way to do that. That's it. We don't get bogged down and let money dominate our lives, which is so common. And then people get trapped in this vicious cycle of poverty, or not necessarily poverty, but a very poor way, mediocre way of life. And they see themselves as this is reality. It is not reality. Where you are now is not reality. It's not where you're going or where you can go. You've got to believe that. The key word I'd use here is believe that. So it takes some doing to believe that. I understand that. I get it. I really get it. But that is the key. I mean, let's talk about for a second, Dave, if you don't mind, about comfort zone.
Sure.
What does comfort zone mean? It simply means that with which you are familiar. Doesn't mean it's comfortable. If you're a tramp in the gutter, that's your comfort zone, because that's what you're familiar with, right? So your comfort zone is not the place you want to be. But what happens when you try and move out of it, take initiative? I mean, as a kid, we don't have these limits. We can. The joy and the awe and the potential and the energy we have as children is conditioned out of us. It's a tragedy, and it's an epidemic in society. And this is stuff that I look at, closely, because it really, really interests me. And what excites me about the digital world is we are not like that. The digital society is free. It's open, it's generous, it's spirited, it's abundant. It's nothing like, clinging, greedy, politics, backstabbing. All that doesn't exist here. It's a free world. And you guys out there, as members of Legendary, are in the number one spot in the digital world to not just make your dreams come true in your life, but be part of something very special, which is pushing us forward, mankind forward, and yourselves forward into a whole brand new future, because that's where we're going. And that's why I'm here. I'm excited about this.
Well, I could listen to that all day. I want to keep this short and sweet because it's just it gives us a look into who you are. It gives us a look into kind of the spirit behind Legendary. I just want to personally thank you for locking arms with us, man, and being, seeing the vision. And I really believe that things happen for a reason. Those of you who have, whether you feel that, like, if you look back to how you got to places, it always is quite a magical, almost seems a little bit hypey, but it's almost is it odd or is it God? Is it a coincidence, or was it
a God incidence?
Right, or was it divine purpose?
Yeah.
And I want to stay out of the realms of getting too woo woo here, but I really just believe that things happen for a reason. So if you're here, then I believe you're here for a reason. Even if you don't believe it, and I do. Every single person who comes in to our environment, in our community, I believe that you were brought here for a reason. I don't know why. I'm not omnipotent. I'm just a human being like you. But Chris, I believe that you were brought here for a reason. I love working with you. You've got a great vision, tons of wisdom and expertise. We're honored and privileged to have you, man. Our clients are so honored and privileged to be able to work with you. And thanks for coming on today, man.
Thank you, Dave. Really appreciate it.
All right,
Cheers, buddy.
I'll talk to you later.
You will.
All right, my friends. Well, wow. Really, really powerful to be able to hear from somebody who's working and talking and advising our clients on a daily basis. It's just a beautiful thing. If you've worked with Christopher, leave a comment down below. I know that we're going to have lots and lots of you who are Christopher Kelly fans, and I am too. And so let's get to work today. Let's go out there. Let's realize that what we have here is something special. It is detached from the rest of the world. We do have an opportunity to be able to forge our own paths, to blaze our own trails. We do have that opportunity. It is much bigger and more powerful than what I think most of us realize at any given day. And it's special. Now it's your time. I wear a shirt. As a matter of fact, I've got a hat. I'll switch them out now. It's my time. But I want you to say that to yourself. It's my time. I want you to say it's my time. It's my time, right? I've sat on the sidelines for long enough. I've watched other people live in their dreams. I've even built other people's dreams by, going in and punching a clock, and now it's time. It's my time. I'm going to develop the skills. I'm going to develop the grit. I'm going to develop the dynamics that I need to go out there and pursue my goals, dreams, and aspirations in a way that is deserving, that is worthwhile of my time. And I'm going to disconnect from all of the garbage, all of the political nonsense, all of the crabs in a bucket. If you've ever seen crabs in a bucket, as one crawls out of the bucket, another one will pull them back down. And that's a lot of what society is like. That's a lot of what jealous friends and family are like. That's a lot of what the corporate world is like, is crabs in a bucket. So set yourself free and give yourself permission to be able to pursue a completely different way of living and doing business that is way more fun, way more profitable, and way more meaningful and impactful than maybe what you've been doing up until this point. Know that exists, and know that if it's not your time right now, that you're going to just sit on the sidelines, that we'll be here. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here for you whenever you're ready to jump in to the middle of the boat and grab that steering wheel and begin to start driving and captaining your ship. This is Dave Sharpe, CEO of Legendary Marketer. Be legendary, and we'll talk to you soon.